Hey everyone, Seb here, about to give you a post-event debrief of Epicenter. Feeling like giving you, our feelings about how that event happened, everything that we had to go through. It was a very special event, turned out to be great, but yeah, giving you some backstage insight pretty much from us at OG. So as you might know, Johan got sick actually at the end of the boot camp. So we came very prepared. We spent 10 days boot camping, working very hard. Obviously, we also had our individual preparations happen before that. We felt very ready. We were super excited to play the last major of the season because the TI qualification was on the line, and there was that too. And life happens sometimes, and Johan just started getting sick at the end of the boot camp, and we felt like it would just be nothing that would go away. Turns out it did not go away, and it kept getting worse to the point where I think pretty much the day we got here, we realized that he was not going to be able to play. And then we started looking into options. But to be honest, we thought that he was going to get ready. It was just a matter of time, that we just had to buy time pretty much. So we started thinking about other pros that could stand in for us for the group stage and that kind of thing. We were kind of in denial, because playing without our captain, especially considering the preparation and the work that we've put into that event, seemed very, very unfair and very, very scary in a way. We ended up having to use our coach because of the valve system and just pretty much the DPC rules. Because all of the players were either playing at the major or getting ready for the TI qualifiers that are coming up early July in their boot camp. Therefore, we had to use the same standing for the entire tournament, and that stand-in had to be with us physically in Moscow here. So the only option actually viable was our coach. I think, so Titouan wasn't even ready himself. I think he just happened to learn that, okay, you're gonna have to sit and play. I think 2 hours before the games, we were still looking into other options. So he didn't have time to prepare himself mentally, right? So it just happened pretty quickly. And our approach was to just try our best and try to adapt to the situations we had to deal with. The group stage went pretty okay, I want to say. I mean, we won the first game against TNC and overall had a pretty decent best of 3 against them. I think we started feeling right away the lack of leadership in game. There was a lot of leadership, right? But some of us were kind of overcompensating because you lose the normal dynamic that you usually have. So it's gonna take some games before you get a flow that is good enough again. And that was pretty much the story of the group stage for us. We were adapting to the new dynamic, the new communication, the changes that we have to do in strategizing, and also trying to get Titouan to play something he feels good with, something he feels comfortable with. It ended up with us not having the best group stage, obviously. And I think we were also halfway in, half committed to the group stage because part of us kept thinking about Johan coming back. Then what happened is we kept getting updates about Johan's situation, and we really understood once and for all that he was not feeling better, and that even if he was, what he had was too serious for us to even think about having him involved competitively. So we definitely put a cross on that and realized that we're going to go all the way with Titouan. And if something good happens, as in Johan returns, then he does. From that point on, I think that it became easier for us to play because we knew that, that's what we had to deal with, and we just got to make the most out of it, which is what we do at OG usually. That leads into the best of 1 against EG. It was a pretty intense game, not gonna lie. It always holds a special meaning, as you already know. I don't have to go into that. Titouan also started feeling better in game, more comfortable, playing his own game pretty much. I guess it doesn't happen to you guys often that you have to stand in for tier 1 teams out of the blue. I've had to do it once, and so I think I know some of the feelings that he might have gotten. It's like, there's a big rhythm difference when you play Dota at a certain level to when you play Dota in a tier 1 environment. The game is just very much faster. Everything happens faster. Communication is quicker, spells are used faster, rotations are faster, everything. And it's very hard to adapt at first. And I think that was the EG game for him in a nutshell. On the sideline, what I want to say is that I was very impressed with his ability to stay calm and just, kind of enjoy the moment and just, try his best with a lot of calm, which is not given because it's a very high, pressure-heavy environment, as you could expect. So yeah, we ended up beating EG. I think we all, not that we were surprised. We know that on a normal day we can beat them, and that would not really be a surprise for us. But beating them without Johan, considering the group stage that we had, it was a very pleasant surprise. I would say that gave us a lot of momentum going into the Secret Series. And the Secret Series was definitely the cherry on top of the cake. I mean, I think that we played pretty well, and especially Titouan, he really stepped up in that series. I mean, he not only was he adapting well enough, he was doing a very good job, like close to what Johan could have been doing, I guess, or like closer at least. Obviously, we're not at full force without Johan, and we never will be, but I think in the Secret Series, Titouan, he really stepped it up, which, helped us a lot beating them 2-0. At that point in the tournament, we're all feeling very good, and we're looking at LGD like we can definitely go ahead and get them. Obviously, we know that every round that comes is going to get harder, and that one turned out to be pretty hard. They played amazingly well. I do think that we had a pretty good shot at winning these games. It was kind of hectic playing these games, honestly. I think that the limit that we reached was mostly in terms of execution. So when you have a captain helps you in Dota dynamic-wise to really get a clearer way of making things happen in the game, getting a sharper execution. And that's definitely what we lacked against LGD. And they're a very disciplined, very methodical, and very surgical even team, I would say. And you could tell, watching the games, that we were not on the same execution level as a team, which is definitely to blame on the fact that we're playing without a captain. But either way, we tried our best, and these games were definitely reachable. Hopefully we put on a good fight and a good show for everyone. It was absolutely amazing. The atmosphere in the stadium was like no other. It takes me back to the first foreign tournaments that I did in my career in tech labs or Asus tournaments that were happening in Kiev, Moscow, or Minsk. And these were to date some of the best places I've been to play Dota in. And today was absolutely the same. It was crazy. People were cheering for us. I also heard people cheering for me, considering what happened to me before going into that event, and that held a really special meaning for me. To whoever I got the chance to say it, I said it, that I was very grateful to the way the Russian audience treated us into that event. It's more than being grateful, it's more of a lesson. It's to show that you can forgive people and you can lead by example. So very grateful for that. Made the event even better. Made us regret not being able to take another series in front of that arena, but it is what it is. So right now what we're looking at is we're going to be getting ready for TI, obviously. EPICENTER was part of the preparation. Every tournament that we go into as OG is part of the preparation for us to try to become back-to-back TI winners. It's going to be a long road ahead. It's going to be full of obstacles and it's going to be very rough. But yeah, we're confident that we can make it happen, especially with your support. We have Johan back in full force. He still needs a couple of days to recover, but I mean, you can tell that he's finally out of the dark place that he was put into because of his health issues. And yeah, if we were able to do this without him, one can only dream of what we're going to be able to achieve with him. So stick with us. Thank you for the immense support that we've been getting, and let's make that TI back-to-back win happen together. Thank you, guys.